Well, I started over from, I guess it was like a typical midlife crisis almost, and it was redundancy and separation leading to divorce.
Well, I had two startovers when I crashed and burned emotionally about 7 years ago, and building up from that, I started over on my personal journey. And my second starting over was 2 years ago when I left my marriage and my home and everything I knew basically to start again with Andy. I was working for a very difficult boss and my marriage was in a very difficult place, so I lost all my confidence over a period of 2 years.
I needed a fresh perspective really, because I was at a point 5.5 years ago where I was pretty bitter and twisted and angry and frustrated, and that was my life, you know. And if you spoke to me then, that was what came pouring out. So I needed a shift in perspective, a shift in energy and an education really, to look at things differently.
Love myself, to learn to love myself, understanding and support, and I needed the education that I've since got on my journey in understanding how I create my own life.
Life feels massively different and is massively different, and I think a turning point for me, or one of the early light bulb moments, was a realisation that I had a really fantastic set of values and a really lousy set of beliefs. They'd probably mainly come from the same sort of places, like parents and schooling and society in general. And I was allowing my beliefs to define my life rather than my more authentic values. That's what I was living by. I wasn't living by my values at all. I didn't even know what they were. Embrace it. It's a great opportunity. It's like a blank sheet of paper, and it's tempting to say you can reinvent yourself or transform yourself, but actually I think what it enables you to do is let go of the false self that you've been and start again. And rather than being something different, you actually start to be the real you. So those massive changes are a brilliant opportunity to get back in touch with who you really are and to be that person in life and in the real world.
I would say exactly the same actually. In fact, we're working with a client who has just gone through redundancy, and she's now embracing it because we are now helping her create her perfect life. Exactly what she actually wants to do, as opposed to what her job was forcing her to do.
What she feels she should do.
She's completely changing her beliefs about what's possible. There is nothing in my life that hasn't changed. Every single thing has changed. I'm now completely on purpose, living my dream every single day. No fear of failure, rejection, disapproval. I am just living my dream, so nothing stops me now.
And what were the tools for you that allowed you to make that huge shift?
First of all, learning to love myself completely and unconditionally by shifting my beliefs and realising that anything is possible so long as I set my mind to it, and adopting that belief completely, not worrying about what other people think, because that's simply them projecting their fears onto me, and having the courage to go for it, realising that making mistakes is part of life. It's good. If you're not making mistakes, you're not stepping out of your comfort zone enough.
Well, we became so passionate about the changes in ourselves and the learnings that we'd got and the journey that we've been on, that we've decided to come together, and we've combined two different sets of experiences and personalities, but we've packaged that in a way to support other people. And whereas it's a journey that's taken 6 years for us, we've really condensed it down so that if people want to do the transformation journey, they can do it in a matter of months rather than years.
I would say it's essential. The best thing that ever happened to me in my life was crashing and burning 7 years ago, because without that I wouldn't have had the realisation that what happens inside your mind is so powerful and so exciting, because that's when my purpose was lit inside me. So my life changed beyond recognition from there. So gosh, helping people to live their lives of their dream is just an honour.